Alright. Some of the interesting considerations of this list are things like a steam vents in the mana base, really showing that you are base blue-black and just splashing these other color combinations. So you want as many like blue producing lands as you can to snap stub late game, snap drown in the lock. 3 copies of Drown in the Lock, speaking of which, a card that has seen play as like a 1 or 2 of in Grixis lists a lot of the time, but usually hasn't been any more than that. But it's a card that I'm really near and dear to. I really like the card. I think that it's been pretty underplayed in Modern. Single copy of Unearth with 2 Snapcaster, 4 Scourge, 4 Goy, 4 Shadow that can all be unearthed, as well as Luris as our companion. We've got a lot of targets. 4 copies of Thought Scour is an interesting choice. Like, helps turn on Snapcaster, get Tarmogoyf big, flip over Luris targets. But without Gurmag Angler, I'm curious to see how impactful it is. And the biggest red flag to me is the 4 copies of Scourge of the Skyclave with no aggressive 1-drops, no lightning bolts, no Hex Drinker, like no way to proactively turn on Scourge. So if we just run into a bunch of like Tron opponents or Amulet, I'm really curious to see if that has a really big noticeable effect. Other than that, single copy of Assassin's Trophy in the main, 3 Stubborn Denial instead of 4. In the sideboard, we got 2 Ceremonious Rejection, 2 Disdainful Stroke, and another Assassin's Trophy for Tron for big mana. Aether Gust, God. Aether Gust for Burn, for Prowess, Gruul, Primeval Titan decks, Veil of Summer for the mid-range mirrors. Soul Guide Lantern is our grave hate of choice. Get around Leyline of Sanctity. 1 copy of Engineered Explosives. 3 copies of Kozilek's Return for our sweeper effects. All good answers to Auriok Champion. Luris is our companion. And the 4th Stubborn Denial to round out the playset there. So, any big glaring holes before we start the first league? I guess we'll just run it through as it is, see what happens. We already mentioned like the Scourge of the Skyclaves number is going to be something I want to keep an eye on. I want to see how Drown in the Lock is. We don't have any copies of Dismember or Street Wraith, so we want to make sure we're getting Shadow online. And yeah, jump into it and see what happens. Need to go. Alright, first match, what do we got? Coughing up a storm over here today. Coughing up a blue-red gift storm. Clever. Alright. Feel Luris. So we can't cast our Hand Disruption on 1. Bauble needs to draw us like a fetch land for an Overgrown Tomb. I believe our entire mana base, or our entire fetch land count gets us Overgrown Tomb. It does. I guess I should update this, shouldn't I? All of our fetches get Overgrown Tomb, but I don't think that's enough of a reason to keep this hand. We will ship it. This is infinitely better. Keep this. Now, if we've got to bottom a threat... Alright, deck list should be updated now. We've got to bottom a threat. We want to bottom Tarmogoyf or the Scourge. Like, bottoming the Scourge is the safer play, because if Scourge isn't online, then we don't want it in our hand. But it does close out the game much quicker than the than Tarmogoyf does. Just noticed you had to add gringos as an acceptable term. Well, Bench sent a message. I think I'm gonna add or bottom the second Tarmogoyf. Bench sent a message talking about something in someone's stream during the PTQ, and it used gringos, and apparently like MTG bot or something blocked it, and I had to give like the okay to let it go, and it just like added it to the acceptable terms. Like, all right, whatever. All right, we are destined to have a Scourge of the Skyclaves here. Yeah, Mateus said he refused to concede to gringos as a joke. Saw it on stream. It was super funny. There you go. There is our answer. Opponent's got quite a few answers to what we have going on. I think I'm gonna take probably Spell Snare, because I think I want to make them use Path on this Tarmogoyf. Right away, Scourge looking sus, right? Find the untapped land. Let's get steam vents, cover all of our colors. We're cursed to having Scourge never work out for us. I mean, like, I come up with a list and I cut the Scourge numbers down to 2 or 3. Everybody's like, well, why aren't you running 4 Scourges? This is why I'm not running 4 Scourges. This is very clearly the reason. Don't guile me here. Said don't. Said don't. Ask for one thing. You want to just like shock yourself for the fun of it? One time. Really surprised they're not like firing off this opt ever. Really disciplined on that. Shadow off the top. Shadow off. Cryptic me, please. This is definitely a chill music station. Boy. Can like kind kind of hear it in the background. It's not too loud. Is very much not sure if they want to let this shadow resolve. Here's the op. Move that over anyway. Describe to the bottom. So, this is snap path. I think I'm just gonna attempt to drown this. And if they want to force pitch another card. Yep. We know nothing out of their hand anymore. What would I like to see? Ishra's Bauble. Armagoyf, another Shadow. So much that one. Probably should have played the land first in case of mana leak. Snap Kaya's Guile. Kaya's Guile very quickly becoming my least favorite card in Modern to play about or play against. Max Maze, how's it going? Hope you're having a awesome Tuesday so far. Sack, make a 1/1. Procrastinating on writing some reports. I can respect that. What's my out here? Not that. Alright, Scourge of the Skyclave's looking horrendous there. Like, actively terrible. Wording out. Is better yet. Is Disdainful Stroke better than Fatal Push? Stops Jace, Big Teferi, Cryptic. Damnation. Yeah. That's probably fine. Am I hyped or worried about Modern Horizons 2? I would say I am... What would I say? I am like... blindly optimistic. Like, when I think of Modern Horizons 2, I think, yeah, they messed up a lot with Modern Horizons 1, but they also had like some really solid cards. And so there's definitely potential for Modern Horizons 2 to just have like some good Magic cards. And that would be sweet. I think that they hit solidly on more cards than they messed up with Modern Horizons 1. Actually, I definitely think there were more good cards than bad. That's all I can really ask for out of a set. But I've also kind of mentioned before, like, I like Wizards pushing the envelope of play design. I'd rather them, like, test out a new space, mess up, and have to ban something than just print a full set of, like, completely unplayable cards. That being said, they do have to do that part where they actually ban it if they mess up. They can't just like mess up on a card and let it sit around in the format for months and months and months. A la Hogak. I think Toxic Deluge would be nice. Heard some leaks say him is coming, but I cannot imagine that. Deluge would be fine, probably. Like, there's a decent chance we play it, but I don't think it's just like single-handedly running the format. Him, I don't think him would be a good print for Modern. Like, we've kind of had the discussion about him in a couple other channels, just where him, I think, creates too many feel-bad games. Yama coming in with the raid. Thank you so much. Hope you had an awesome stream. I was tuned in earlier when you were playing, when you started Storm, and then I had to duck out after that for a bit. But hope everything went well. Hope you're able to take down some matches. Welcome everybody from Yama's stream. Yep, please know him. Agreed. I think him would create too many like feel bad games. Went 3-2 with Storm. Hope your stream goes well. Well, Caleb Scherer will smile down on anybody who plays Storm in this environment, so you get his good graces and blessings. 3-2 is probably better than I'd do with Storm right now. I haven't played it in a while. Terrified. Or pop, Price of Progress. Yeah, I wouldn't care for Price of Progress too much in the format. Alright. Asking for you not to have an answer, opponent. Archmage's Charm. Negation. Sure. Let's get a fetch land off the top. Not a fetch land. Figure it out. But yeah, to everybody coming over from Yama's stream, thanks so much for sticking around, coming to hang out. For anybody who doesn't know, my name's Michael. Play a ton of Modern on the channel, especially a lot of Death Shadow. Definitely think it's the most fun archetype in Modern, except when you're getting a little mana light here, but it happens. Ugh. We might be in a little bit of trouble. We'll see. Could be fine. So opponent's down to Castle Vantress and Hallowed Fountain that we know about, plus an unknown for turn. Started to find our lands. Let's think about our fetches. This can get a Watery Grave. We don't have anything in the red post board. We don't have to worry about Blood Crypt or Steam Vents. But yeah, Watery Grave is fine. Mantax B and Wait Pike, thank y'all so much for the follows. Hope both of you are having fantastic Tuesday morning, evening, or afternoons, wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. For everybody tuning in, we're testing out Neptune's list. It's a 4-color shadow list. Basically blue, black, splashing green for Tarmogoyf, Assassin's Trophy, and Veil of Summer. And then splashing red for Temur, Battle Rage, and Kozilek's Return. But Neptune top 4'd the PTQ this past weekend. So we wanted to put this list through its paces and see how it went. Alright, so they scried 2 to the bottom with Vantress, drew Opt, scried to the bottom with Opt. Neptune build, it's weird. That's one way of putting at it, or one way of putting it. Like, my concerns about the list are you don't have any way of proactively turning on Scourge of the Skyclaves, which is not the end of the world, but a little bit concerning. It's really heavy on the counter spells. But like, if you got a bunch of counter spells and you just like don't have ways to turn on your counter spells, then it can be a little bit awkward. Reminds me, did you see the all-in on Delirium that 5.0 got, or 5.0 that got posted today? I did not. Do you have a link to it offhand? Super down to check it out. I do think Delirium is a really cool sub-archetype, as long as like some of the Delirium payoffs are acting as silver bullets at that moment. Let's hit. What do I want to deal with? Path. Wanting to redraw off of this soul guide, but I'm gonna hit Path in case I do find a Snapcaster. I'd rather them Path push so that Veil of Summer is live. Alright, so this is the Delirium list. Check it out. Yield through for our opponent. 3 Ren 6, 4 Shadow, 4 Goyf, 4 Inquisition, 4 Thoughtseize, 4 Traverse, 4 Fatal Push, 4 Temur Battle Rage, 4 Mishra's Bubble, 3 Seal of Fire, 4 Tar Fire, Snap. 4 Ghost Quarter in the board, 4 Veil, 3 Spellbomb, Luris, 3 Unearth. Well then. I love the username for the most part. What do we think about that? It's a lot to take in for sure. I think that us drawing Snapcaster is not the most relevant spell in the world. I would like to see a little more utility with Traverse. Like, you don't need to Traverse for Luris if you can just always add it to your hand. Luris with Seal is okay. Not great. You are just like getting a really big Tarmogoyf really often. But having a list like this and not playing some sort of Traverse package is tough. Looks like total jank, but I have to try it. Exactly, like we'll try it on here at some point this week. For sure. I just don't know what to think about it. So he's both scried to the top and scried to the bottom, so he's found some stuff that he wants. We're just kind of seeing if we might be able to, Alright, they scried top last turn. Push my snap. Got it. Is there any chance? I think if he puts top here, I'll probably just scoop it up. Quality of life scoop. Bottom. Give me hope, opponent. But it's kind of like if we find a shadow and we go for it and they've got cryptic command, fatal push, then we theoretically could find some way to like worm our way out of this. But we can't without that first threat. Oh man, Yamarade is Poggerino. Yamarade is Poggerino. I don't know what represents Poggerino, but no, for sure. Yama's always got a really great crowd. Tell him I said that. Alright. Scourge off the top. I'm a believer deck. Almost. Suited Delta, we're not a huge fan of. Alright, opponent. Top, and we scoop. Put 2 lands on top. I'll scoop to it. Top. In case the public doesn't believe me. Top. Scoop it up. Resize that. Alright. So, we saw game 1. We drew multiple Scourges and Tarmogoyf. They had quick answer to our Tarmogoyf, and Scourge literally never came online. That's kind of like the downside of playing Scourge without any sort of real enablers. But we'll see if it gets better for match 2. It's always going to be tough against a deck full of like Kaya's Guile, Path, Snap Path. Played 1 league with this list in 4-1. What all did you play against? Out of curiosity, I've got like my expectations for decks that I feel like this struggles against, and decks where the matchup probably isn't that bad. But like my opinion would be the deck struggles against the big mana decks. Probably pretty good against like Burn, Jund, the Mirror. Struggles, I guess, with three sideboard Kozilek's returns. Probably not the worst against Heliod. But I would guess any deck that's dealing some sort of damage to themselves this deck's really solid, but like anything that's not dealing damage to itself, it's gonna be really, really rough. Played first. 4-color Bring to Light, Escape Shift, and Ponza. What did you lose to? One of the control decks? Like, Ponza should be a really good matchup unless you just got, like, Blood Moon cheesed. Bring to Light Escape Shift should be a good matchup with the extra Drown in the Locks. I would guess one of the control decks. MTG bot coming in hot with the YouTube link. For anybody that doesn't know, I'll do my quick plug. If you're ever wanting to see shadow content, other shadow variants, our YouTube channel, we just recently moved our YouTube channel, but it's just The Control Freak. All the leagues, different variations uploaded on here. Everything's like time-stamped in order, results, but you can go over there and check it out if you ever just want to see like 4-color gameplay, Grixis gameplay, whatever. All leagues put up individually. That's all I got. Alright. On the draw, not the best hand, but I'm usually not going to throw back like turn 1 Cantrip, turn 2 Tarmogoyf, turn 3 Double Shadow. See what happens. What do you got, opponent? I didn't really want to bobble myself on my turn. Like, I could draw into the card, but I don't know what I'm looking for. Because Wooded Foothills could mean Heliod, it could mean like Ponza, it could mean Jund, it could mean Jund Shadow. I just don't know. Bring to Light deck was the one deck where my Scourges weren't completely turned. I had a 3/3 Scourge, couldn't draw removal for Dryad to attack. Fair enough. Like, Scourge is the best card and the worst card in the deck in so many matchups. It's kind of hilarious. Alright. So, since I cannot hold up Drown for a Blood Moon if they go like fetch land, just gonna Thoughtseize here. Take Bone Crusher so I can play out a Shadow and say go. What Death Shadow list do I like at the moment? Good question. So, I think currently I'm really about trying these extra Drown in the Locks. I kind of mentioned it earlier. I think it's a card that's been pretty underplayed in Modern up to this point. So, I'm kind of wanting to try it out more, see how it goes. And because of that, I'm really wanting to try out like more Grixis builds. Because I think it's a card that could get Grixis back in a decent spot. But I think best positioned right now I would say either Jun, just because it's extremely straightforward. You don't have to worry about like not enabling Scourge. Or 4 colors pretty good right now, because having access to things like both Battle Rage, Tarmogoyf against the Auriok champion decks, and like Scourge, Shadow, Thoughtseize against the unfair matchups. Pretty solid. Probably don't even scour for Drown to be good, except for Titan and Etron, where they don't fill the graveyard. I'd be pretty inclined to agree with that. We know their last card is Bloodbraid Elf. Let's see what happens. Bloodbraid into like Blood Moon could buy them an extra turn or two. Bloodbraid into Wrenn and 6 doesn't do too much. See if they've got anything that we might be able to take. Tranquil Thicket means I think I'm just jamming both at them, or I could freely kill Wrenn and 6 with this Tarmogoyf. I think I'm gonna do that. Like, I give them an extra draw potentially with Seasoned Pyromancer tokens and them not being dead to it next turn. So it could end up backfiring, but if they spend their whole turn just like getting Seasoned Pyromancer tokens, it's not the worst thing in the world for me. And also just like seeing Tarmogoyf as a 7/8. Jaeger, how's it going? Arrow number 2. Itching Bone Crusher Giant. I guess they just really wanted to make the extra token. Where is Tribal? Good question. Wish we had some Tribal in this deck.
At some point leads you to think about things that aren't true.
Luris to the hand.
And that can be a great exercise
Bobble
for
just
adapting
to
to the world.
see. 2. I think I'm gonna draw it just because I don't want to go down to 6 and put myself in like double bolt range. Or Bloodbraid into bolt range if I don't have to.
I think that it's the job of the artist
To add Nameless Inversion to the deck.
to push the boundaries of
Well,
what
we've
we
got
can do with.
modern
Make
staple
us see things differently than we might otherwise see them.
Eyes of the Wizened. Here's your Tribal. It's not in this list, but got the card. Forever feeling frisky.
I think that having art is a cornerstone
Not a
of a free
ton of
society.
stuff I really want to bring in here. Unearth is pretty eh.
Artists help us to
Stub's not the
recontextualize
greatest.
things, to make connections that we might not otherwise make.
Snapcaster's pretty bad.
They're not always successful.
It's like I'm
at
never
it.
gonna have double blue
I think
if they
part of
Blood
that
Moon or
is
something
artists
like
pushing the
that.
boundaries of the art itself.
And if they're on like relics, then Snapcaster just gets shut off. Where is Vintage All-Star slash Panther? Obviously, it's in the Vintage All-Star Hall of Fame. Is not in our deck list. Opponent Mole's a 6. Good start. Bet shock on turn 1. So, at least a non-zero chance that this means no Blood Moon. Now I have to or not no Blood Moon, no no Veil of Summer. I've got 2 options. I can Catacombs, hold up Stub, and try to hit a like a Blood Moon that comes down on turn 2. I can Swamp Thoughtseize. It leaves me a lot weaker if they have double Blood Moon. Could be Clothis if you hold up Stub. Could be. But like, Thoughtseize gets punished by double 3-drop. Stub gets punished by Clothis or like Seasoned Pyromancer or something like that.
But it's part of the game.
Guess we'll just go for the Thoughtseize. There is Seasoned Pyromancer. I think I'm just gonna take that. Gonna place Arbor Elf here. I could Fatal Push the Arbor Elf. I could Assassin's Trophy the Forest. Definitely Assassin's Trophying the Forest. Like, pretty easy Assassin's Trophy the Forest. Is there any reason to get any particular land? I guess Breeding Pool for the double blue. Cool. This out, please. So they can Chandra if they find like a fetch land for a stomping ground. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Scourge is a 2/2. They didn't play a land last turn. I could play Scourge, hold up Soft Stub for Chandra. I could Fatal Push Arbor Elf. I guess we'll start with Fatal Push, because if they have Veil of Summer here and they draw into a land, I can still Soft Stub the Chandra. We'll get Stub for Blood Moon. What are the creatures at 1 CMC that you've tried and done? Let's see. Bomat Courier, Swift Spear, Soul Scar, Akum Hellhound, X Drinker, Shadow, Won't count Shadow. I have not personally tried Knight of the Ebon Legion. What else? What else? Are there any other one drops we've tried? Ex-Parasite, Grim Lavamancer. All of them. We've tried Nimble Mongoose and Sultai, but not in Jund. Stitcher Supplier. Delver of Secrets and Grixis. I have not tried Wild Nicodle. Yeah, that's everything. Those. Wild Nicodle, I believe, was too good for Modern for a while. I've not tried Terramancer. Gotta step up my game. Alright, so 1-1 going into match 3. Like we saw in game 2, or match 2 there, when your opponent's helping those Scourges come online, it's a much, much better card. Wood Dryad. That's like the Delirium gets +2/+2 and Death Touch guy. Is that right? We thought about trying Vexing Devil to potentially turn on Scourge early. Not a big fan of cards that put the decision in your opponent's hand as to whether or not they're good. Like, Vexing Devil, if you play it out and it sticks around and lives for whatever reason, then it's good. If you play it and your opponent takes 4 and you have Scourge in hand, it's good. If you don't have Scourge in hand, it's bad. And if your opponent says, yeah, that's fine, untaps and Fatal pushes it, that's bad. So there's just too many times where you're not going to have control over that decision. And it's always going to turn out to be like the worst available option. With Terramancer, and everyone will try it at least once. I feel like nobody ever tries out my 5-0 list. I 5-0'd with Ren and 6, and a bunch of people just like said, whatever. Then like our first 5-0 of the league was Jund Shadow with 4 Bloodbraid Elves. Like our first 5-0 of the season. And I don't think that ever caught on. Maybe I'm just like bad at publicizing myself. This hand's pretty bad. Fatal Push is the only castable card. Because technically we could cast Death Shadow. It's just much for us. This is better. Let's bottom Trophy. Feel like really bad for our opponents on Tron. Ponza into Ponza. We just want to take Pillage and plan on like soft stubbing the Blood Moon in a couple turns, assuming we find the land. Uh-oh. Inquisitor Delver. Yeah, we have tried Delver. Not in Jund, obviously, but we have tried it out in 4-color. The answer is... didn't get there. Alright. Go to game 2. Go into game 2 because Blood Moon is actively going to win them that game. I don't think anybody particularly wants to sit here like watching through us trying to draw out of a Blood Moon. Play versus Blood Moon every round when you're on 4-color, right? Like, play with Grixis, never see Blood Moon. Play with 4-color, Blood Moon. But that's what we signed up for. So keeping this one because we've got game against Blood Moon. Then we're just gonna get a whole bunch of redraws to help find a threat. Steven, if you're in here, we need a chat command for bobbling ourselves and seeing bobble. I don't know what it's gonna be, but the amount of times that it happens is like astronomical. Forest. Basic forest pass. My gut says Veil of Summer. But, let's see. So, Kozilek's returns in post board for like Veil, or not Veil of Summer, for Seasoned Pyromancer and its tokens. Experts call it the bobble double. Like body double. Brennan 6. Got it. What about one of the dinosaur from Bubble Bobble for double bobble? Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Like where your head's at. Particularly want to draw you right now. Play out the shadow, hold up Aether Gust. See what happens here. Opponents never had a lightning bolt in their lives. Said never had a lightning bolt in their lives. No way. 2. The words of my Cajun ancestors. Get on out of here! Gonna like scare the hell out of all the European followers. Put lightning bolt on the bottom. You like that. Second lightning bolt. Would suck. Cycle Forgotten King. Alright. Alright. Was feeling quite a bit more scared there for a second. I'm gonna say I don't care about this Renin 6. Do I want to add Luris to my hand? I don't think so. I think I just want to sit here with like this Kozilek's Return up. Matt, how's it going? At least Renin 6 is pretty bad in their deck. Not the greatest, is it? Karma Goofy. Thank you so much for the follow and for the fantastic username there. Hope you're having an awesome Tuesday morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out. So, Blood Moon is like awkward here, but not for the usual reason. It's awkward because if I want to find a way to lower my life total, I can't. Therefore, I am dead in the water to a Glory Bringer. You know what would be great here? Slash Panther. You're not wrong. Modern staple slash Panther would in fact be great here. Hoping my opponent plays modern staple seasoned Pyromancer. Got my hopes up. This has got to be Glorybringer, right? Yeah, if they don't cycle that Forgotten Cave. So, in this game, Drown in the Lock's looking pretty awful. Luris is looking pretty awful. Snapcaster wasn't looking the greatest. I guess Snapcaster would have been the best out of those available. Wait, give the Kozilek's Return double strike. Sometimes you just miss those lines. Gotta see all the plays. Alright, so far, through 3 matches, I'm not gonna lie, this list hasn't felt great. It's certainly got a few matches here and there, matchups here and there, where I think it could be okay. But as like a general rule, shadow decks are typically a little more proactive. And this one has got an issue with that. Wagner, how's it going? Yeah. Like this. This is like turn 1 hold up stub, turn 2 Tarmogoyf. Sure. But if like our Tarmogoyf gets answered and we're just doing nothing with this Scourge, that could be really, really bad for us. I beat Niv when they had Unmoored Ego on 3 in their 80 card deck, 2 out of 3 games. Seems pretty alright, doesn't it? Foil Modern Masters 2017. Sea Rainfall. I don't know whether to be concerned or impressed. Like, I never see the rental services give out foil fetch lands that aren't like expeditions. And I know the Modern Masters ones are more expensive than the OG ones. So is the opponent going for like the high cost pimp your deck, or those mythic tokens are live for another day or two, right? Let's see. Say on here. Online until April 14th. So tomorrow. They'll probably go away like during scheduled maintenance. Invasion of the Giants. Modern staple Invasion of the Giants. Sometimes your opponent does something that you just were not expecting or prepared for. Goif down. Happens in the 1-2 bracket. You're not wrong. This Temur Titan got second in one of the challenges. Seems like a pretty safe assumption. I think if we can just get down this Scourge this turn, we should be pretty okay. But wait, what if they Titan and they get their Field of the Deads online? Can't do anything. Well, did say if we get this Scourge down, it'll be okay. All mountains, so Titan is Valakut and kills you. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ashes of an Empire. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Tuesday morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you're at in the world. Earth Spiral. I don't want to just counter this. Like, there are ways off of Titan. They probably have access to some number of cryptic commands. But they're like pretty low on resources. Tarmogoyf's killing them in a reasonable amount of time. They just double bolt my Tarmogoyf. Okay. I remember that time I put together a coherent argument and my Tarmogoyf got double bolted. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Farm is scared. Flip me over a bauble. Obviously the victory shake. Come up. Oh, opponent, stop it. Opponent's wondering how I'm casting this bauble from my graveyard. Super confused. Another remand. Shadow. Yep. Had to have the Titan in hand. Alright. So the Titan, maybe they get what? They'd have to play land for turn, Titan get double Valakut. Land for turn, Titan get double Valakut. I untap, trophy the, or play Scourge from the yard, trophy the Titan. They get 2 Valakut triggers, which isn't enough to kill me. If they get Valakut Mountain kill Luris, then I could draw Shadow. I could draw Shadow or Scourge. That takes Growth Spiral. I'm trophying the Titan right now, or yeah. Or no, I want a trophy on their draw. I want a trophy on their draw step. Doesn't matter too much. Bolt me in the face. Yep. I guess letting my opponent go to their draw step would be something we could do. One top, one bottom. So I have to assume whatever they put on top kills us. Crusher Giant. We'll give them this one. I remand on the Luris. Did a number on us. Board ends. Sub is probably okay here. Pushes out of the deck like this. Could bring in second Assassin's Trophy. What would I want trophy over?
Don't be afraid to borrow.
Not much.
Chord progressions,
Love to play first.
sounds, little ditties, tiny things. Just snatch them all up.
Alright, opponent. I'm asking you once more for a second time to not have a spell snare. No, lightning bolt might do it too.
And that's one of the reasons why I can churn stuff out, is because I don't have a problem with reusing or borrowing something that I heard.
Especially off Wooded Foothills. If they have to fetch, shock, spell snare, then it could just mean like Scourge is coming down big enough to dodge a lot.
And I used to, because I thought it was not original, not creative. But I quickly found out that I am not original or creative. I can't make up a new thing.
You've never bolted a Tarmogoyf in your life.
And I very much doubt, anyways, that any of the people that I listen to were the first ones to think of a particular definition.
Pardon more, try it
So once you get
one
over
more
that,
time.
sounding
Sometimes Stream Decker desyncs from the stream
basically, let's just copy it
and have to like reset
do a
it.
changey thing and pretend, like it's yours. No one will know.
But yeah, it does die to bolt there, but can't really do a whole lot about that, right?
No one knows. The new generation now can steal everything from the older generation and pretend it's theirs.
Ooh, it's kind of controversial.
Is it?
Obviously, chords and melodies, there's only so many different things you can do.
Yeah, you don't want to push it.
They do have to shoot me with this invasion, which is a little funny.
For the night.
Maybe I just play out like Shadow and Scourge,
And also be respectful, like leave them
or like just play out Scourge and pass.
very much for what you've done.
Matt redeemed Hydrate. Luckily I got this Red Bull sitting right by me. That's basically Hydrate, right? Take that. Oh, it's only if they reveal a giant deals too.
You start to pick up on the enormous amount of repetitive
They do reveal the giant.
same chord progression over and over and over again.
Okay.
Within the same artist, all
Bold
the
move
time.
opponent.
It's easy to churn out a lot of songs if you have a lot of different chord progressions in your mind and you know that, you know what, if I do this and I do this, it'll sound new enough.
So they can play land next turn. Titan, get 2 lands, but that's not enough to Valakut me. I'll absolutely stubborn denial of growth spiral here. Because if they play Titan next turn, they should just die. They can't cryptic command me unless they're playing like was it Flooded Grove, the green blue filter land, or Cascade Bluffs. Huh? People out there thinking I don't know my Shadowmoor filter lands. Any changes I want to make for game 3? Not really. Deck's perfect. Sideboarding is admitting you made mistakes. Alright. Keep this one. This isn't the worst. So I know I'm putting back a land. I think we're just going to throw back Blood Crypt. Just go like turn 1, Overgrown Tomb, Thoughtseize. Turn 2, fetch up something, play Tarmogoyf. Guess that's changing up now that I've drawn the fourth land. If I can get Watery Grave, Thoughtseize. I'm gonna thin the deck a little bit. Take your invasion. Throw our Tarmogoyf the hard way. Huh. Don't say, opponent. Don't say. Pretty positive I took that. Not 100%. Solid 40. Describe bottom off invasion. So blind draw off the top for them. Our best draws would be Thoughtseize, Snapcaster, Hardcast Bone Crusher. Is going to call my bluff. Sorry, opponent, I never bluff. Except when I bluff. Crack of those times. Gonna go ahead and get Blood Crypt and get a Scourge down. Try to maximize my live draws, and since like Battle Rage is a live draw, I'll keep that. If I hit Battle Rage, I can attack with both. If they block Scourge, I Battle Rage the Tarmogoyf. Scourge just outgrows the Primeval Titan, and I get to kill that. If they block the Tarmogoyf, I get to Battle Rage the Scourge, and that just kills them. So let's see if we're lucky enough to top deck that Battle Rage here. Almost. Let's go see what's on top. Another Scourge. What is another Scourge doing for me? Doing anything. So let's say I attack with both. They block Scourge. Tarmogoyf deals 6. Scourge outgrows the Primeval Titan inside of combat, but not until after damage is dealt. So Primeval Titan lives. I play a second Scourge. They attack with Titan, get Valakut, another mountain, and I'm super dead. I guess I have to scour myself looking for a Battle Rage. Battle Rage or Assassin's Trophy. Salt Seas, I cannot believe it does it. But make it interesting for our opponent. Opponent's gonna have no idea what hit him. Oh, is that? I wasn't even paying attention to life total. I thought that said 5-5. Oh man, made decisions way easier. So yeah, I just have to dodge a mountain off the top. We don't. All right. Ugh. Finish out this league, see what happens. But overall, have not been too impressed with this list. But regardless, thanks everybody who's hanging out today. Greatly appreciate it. Hope everyone's having an awesome Tuesday so far. Why not Trophy Valakut? Because trophying Valakut does not stop the triggers. If you Trophy Valakut with the triggers already on the stack, they still resolve as normal. Plus, our opponent had Remand, so they could have stopped the... Well, if we'd gone to Trophy the Valakut before they had Remand, we could have made them use it, yes. But they did have it locked up. Ugh. This is like the hands I keep seeing with these non-red Luris builds. Or non-red Luris Scourge builds. Where it's just like, I don't want to keep it. I don't think I can keep it. And I don't listen to MTG bot, but if it's correct and our opponent is playing Tron, Scourge would look so awful there. So, gotta decide between Fatal Push and Shadow. I think I'm gonna put back the Shadow. Like, this is one of those moments where I could put back Fatal Push if I think my opponent is actually on Tron, which they have mulled to 5, so it's very possible. Maybe that is correct. But if I listen to MTG bot and my opponent's on, like, I don't know, some Heliod deck or something, then putting back Fatal Push and sticking with the Shadow would just completely wreck me there. We'll see what they're up to. Is in fact Tron. We will take the guaranteed Tron land. Down. OP having a rough league with Tron. Yeah. I'm not gonna tell them. Tell them they can start turning it around. They're about to. Right here, this is where it starts. Watch this. Tron land, Sylvan Scrying. When you're Tron landing wrong. Fetch land. Fetch land. So close. Am I trophying something here? I could trophy like power plant just to grow the goyf. I think I'll just wait. Probably gonna have to trophy like after this relic gets cracked. Oh, what's that terrible joke? Like, I was addicted to the hokey pokey, but I turned myself around. Step. Right. Down, opponent. But this has a few bad jokes for us. Not wrong. Put a fetch land because I'm trying to draw a fetch land. I would like to save this bauble until after relic gets popped. Worm Coil Engine is terrifying. Fetch land. Sweet. Sweet justice. So disdainful strokes in, rejections, and the fourth stub in. Nothing else I particularly care about. Fatal pushes out. I guess. What if we board out like a Scourge and a Drow? Is that crazy? Maybe like a Scourge and a Snapcaster. Give it a shot and see what happens. I don't think I've ever boarded out Scourge against Tron before. But it is a threat that just like always feels terrible when you do draw it. Against Tron, I mean. It's also just like felt terrible this whole league, right? But while we're playing out this game, I need chat to be brainstorming what shadow deck we're playing next league. So if you have thoughts, if you're wanting to see anything particular, Grixis, 4-color, Jund, Rakdos, whatever, leave a comment in the chat. Help me Jace 5-color. We'd have to like brew up a 5-color. Should I start a poll? You could absolutely start a poll. Never turning down a good poll. Alright, so opponent's got natural Tron. You can tell by the fact that they just played Tron Land Go. Oh, what am I looking for? Thought Scour, not particularly. Thought Scour milling over double shadow is right what we want. Let's go about trophying a Tron land. To Tower of Power. Alright, so if you want to see a particular variation of Shadow, we've got Grixis, Jund, Grixis for Grixis, Jund for Jund, 4C for 4 color, other for a different variation of Shadow, and we can figure out what that's going to look like. But, cast your votes now. Little bit afraid of like a Karn here. Rightfully so. They have backup mine and tower. They just don't have the power plant. Alright, so it looks like Grixis is our winner. So as soon as we finish this league, we'll jump into a league with Grixis. Opponent very, very wisely playing around soft, stubborn denial here. No one likes Jund. I think a lot of people, for the most part, have just been, like, overwhelmed with Jund content lately. Alright, let's cash in on this Drown in the Loch while we can. Add lures to the hand. Four copies of Drown in the Loch and Grixis. I think that's what we're gonna do. Scourge without a 1-drop to enable seems so bad at first glance. It also seems bad at second glance, third glance, fourth glance, and fifth glance. Funny fact. We've had Scourges locked in hand like a lot this league. Alright, so Worm Coil is gone. Second Tower's gone. Blast Zone's on the field. Forest is on the field. Karn's gone. Our opponent's drawing a Karn Liberated, which ironically enough, we will be able to soft stub. Get a shadow down, so you go. Glancing so much, you might need glasses. Gotta check chat. Unless you mean blinking so much, in which case I do blink a ton. Very, very dry eyes. Big Tarmogoyf. Alright, so need to work on like diversifying my CMCs. So I'm not just dead in the water. This blast zone. I think I'm going to attack with Shadow, offer up the trade for the Thrag Tusk. We play the Shadow from the yard. Plus this Tarmogoyf. Say go. Opponent is really committed to playing around these soft, stubborn denials. Props to them for that. Okay. Double okay. Go. Thoughtseize. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 on the dot. So they can do either of these. Means I need to see if I can kill them this turn, which I don't believe that I can. Take the multi-use one. Oh, so I'm currently representing 24 damage. Does that mean that I need to Mishra's Bauble? Keeping around Luris or trading it for a token doesn't really matter here. Either way, the Luris isn't going to be around after next turn. Ceremonious rejection. Dang. Dogfish, how late are you? We are in the 5th match of a playing for 2-3 first league with this 4-color Neptune list. Opponent's gonna let me have a draw with play a spell with Luris. Deal. You're not too late. As soon as we finish this one, we're firing up a league with Grixis. So, didn't miss that. Got a crack Chromatic or Oblivion Stone here, which is great because it means that they can't level up Blast Zone. Completely forgot to crack the Bauble there. So definitely a punt on my part. We'll see if it ends up costing us. So this doesn't matter. I can just let this resolve and then counter the Chromatic Star that they've got. Yep, you've got approximately 1 billion mana. Nothing to do with it. Yeah, there's no way I'm kicking a Scourge and tapping off of that Stubborn Denial. Alright, so that was Neptune's list. The same issues we were concerned about going into the league ended up showing up. We had Scourges stuck in hand multiple times with just like no way to proactively get them online. Unearth didn't do anything. Drown in the Lock was fine. Salt Scour was not the greatest. Other than that, not really a lot to say about this list. Like, it obviously worked for Neptune, so props to them for pulling through with it. But it definitely felt very clunky to me. But it happens. We'll probably make some adjustments to a list like this going forward and see what happens.